Yeah, let's start. I'm pressing go live.
Okay. To all of our hundreds of thousands of viewers tuning in right now, to the
Yeah,
Tycoon, oh my goodness, guys, Cartel
yeah,
Tycoon development
let's
live
start. I'm
stream.
pressing go live.
Hold on, I need to
To
mute
all of our
the YouTube channel really quick, and after you hit play. Anyhow, welcome to the Cartel Tycoon development live stream. We are a number of weeks outside of early access. We thought this would be a good opportunity to get together, talk about the patches we've released so far. A ton of quality of life features have been added to the game over the past few weeks, and talk about our future plans for the game as well. So, my name is Josh. I'm a community manager of the Tiny Build team, and with us today is Leonid.
Hi.
Do you want to talk a little bit about your role in the team?
I'm a lead developer of Cartel Tycoon, and my manager, lead designer. So there are some of us. So I'm the creator of
Okay, okay.
the game.
The head honcho, the leader. This is the guy, folks. If you have questions
The
about
guy.
Cartel
Well,
Tycoon, this is the guy to ask. So if you're hanging out, oh look at all these people in chat. I'm so glad to see you guys. We're gonna start smuggling some
Okay.
drugs, team. If you're in chat, hang out. The next guy I'm gonna introduce has keys ready for you. We're gonna give away some Cartel Tycoon in this chat. Then that tees you up, Anton. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
hi everyone, all thousands, hundreds, thousands of viewers. I'm Anton. I'm a producer of Tiny Build. We work closely with Leonid. He is like sort of lead developer, and I'm his publisher, with his publisher and publishing his game, and getting on his nerves on business side of things. And yeah, that's like it. We have been doing this for how long already? Like year and a half, right? Since
Year and a half.
August
I think
2019.
August
It was
2019. Wow.
yeah, it's actually like a pretty tight development schedule. I'm very surprised like how much we have Leonid and his team have achieved in this such a short term. Like they have a real game in like
yeah,
a year.
Yeah, I'm the
but
newest guy, I think, as part of this group, and I started working on Cartel Tycoon just a couple of months ago. I've put a considerable number of hours into it. It's one of those tasks as a community manager that started as, oh, I need to learn this game to talk about it, and now I've ended up pouring, I don't know, I think I'm up to like 80 something hours just in the past few weeks.
So how do you like the game, Josh?
Oh, I like it quite a bit, obviously, as evidenced by the number of hours I put into it. In fact, I decided to open up a sandbox game that I had in progress here. Now, Leonid, I have not. I don't know if you watched the stream that I did for Cartel Tycoon a while back, but I've never played in front of the developer for this game before. So I'm gonna need just a level of understanding that this isn't gonna be pristine. This is a work in progress cartel. All right.
um, yeah, there was a lot of feedback and a lot of bugs, of course, since we ran our early access, and we have a lot of work to do to make it much more comfortable um, to you to play the game and to understand what's going on here. So, first of all, of course, we fixed some major bugs and uh, fix some balance big issues. But then we understood that there are too many micro in the game, micromanagement, I mean, because while you testing the game in a small team, you just a habit to build your empire of truckloads, so you don't feel any micro pushing. So you like to build. You understand your game perfectly. So after release, we decided to make some features um, much more comfortable to you. So
Mm-hmm.
the first thing we done, uh, but not the first in a row, but one of the most important thing we done is pause instead of turn off the building. So you don't need to turn off turn on your buildings after your cash flow stops. So if the cash is back to the building, the building will automatically turn on without your micromanagement.
Landon, can I pause really quick and give a quick just like example of that in game? I'm not actually going to fully pause the building, but just to make sure that we're conveying how impactful this feature is. In previous builds, if this building, which is currently operating off of dirty money from this hotel, which is serving as a residence, if you haven't played the sandbox mode, if it stops receiving dirty money, it will go into a pause state, and then will automatically turn itself back on when that dirty money arrives. Whereas in previous builds, it would shut off, and then you'd have to come in and manually turn it back on with this UI or from the building list. And as you might imagine, especially, we'll get into some of the other features that made that easier in a minute, but as you might imagine, that could become a pretty manual process when you're spread across all of the regions of this map with dozens and dozens of structures that need that type of management.
Yes, when your empire is huge, it's really hard to know the building. But we imagine that in the middle of the game, in the end game, you will use only legal money, I mean blue money in this case, and you wouldn't use cash, so it wouldn't stop automatically, it wouldn't turn off automatically. But we can see that even if you have a couple of regions or 3 regions with some around 2-3 production lines, it's already hard to control this. So we decide to make a pause and remove this piece of the game completely. So the another big thing we're working on was about building lists. In Tycoon games, there are always a lot of lists for different Tycoon stuff, like resources and so on. In our case, there are not much lists, but we are working on this because it's not always a major thing, not the major issue for players to win, to play, and so on. So we improve building list with 2 cases. So the first thing we did, we add dirty or legal money switcher to control upkeep in different buildings of production chains. So if you select a couple of them, you can switch all of them together.
Okay, yeah. I hadn't realized that there's the selection box on the left-hand side here, and I can multi-select.
Yes, like that.
That's fantastic.
And, which much more comfortable. And another thing, a lot of players ask us. So there are a lot of buildings in regular Tycoon, but we didn't done multi-select for different reasons. It wasn't in our focus for a long time, but audience asked about it so much, so we did it. We decided, yes, we can do that, and let's try. We try to find, we watch for different options. How can we do that? We didn't have user interface to show it like in StarCraft or Unknown. So finally, we find a solution. So we can use building list to show you selected multiple selection of buildings. So if you select one building and control plus another building, you can select some of them.
Oh, I see. Like I just did that on these 4 cannabis farms right here. Okay.
Like that.
Okay, perfect. Oh, look at that. It's automatically selecting over here, folks. Yeah.
Yes, like that. And in this way, you just can turn off a lot of buildings in a row and see all of them at the same time. It's much more comfortable to play. Um, we're planning to do the same thing for characters, by
Okay.
the way.
Okay.
But not for now, because we need to build the new UI to show them in a row. So there
So,
are some sort of things we need to do before.
let me give it another quick example of this, again, just to convey it clearly. Let's say, as an example, that for whatever reason I'm overproducing opium, got too much opium. FBI, if you're listening to this is a video game. Please don't come after me. But let's say I've got lots of opium.
Banned on
Uh,
YouTube immediately.
I don't need any more. Previously, I might have to come in here and manually disable these buildings, turn them off. In this case now, this is actually a really cool feature. I can control-click this entire production area, and note it's all selected on the right-hand side here, and I can just, boom, all of them turned off instantly just like that. That's a huge improvement over the previous version of that feature. So let me turn those back on, because we do need opium. But that is fantastic. Thank you for that overview.
Yeah, guys, like we
Anton?
have. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have actually we're going to tell you about the upcoming plans for upcoming updates during this stream. What we are going to have in our May update and what we are going to have in our June update. But I see that we have like plenty of questions in chat, so maybe we could like just quickly reply to all of them. I can read them to Leonid and he'll reply. So the question from Leon 3612. How far is the multiplayer function? That's not like a very quick. It calls for like.
Yeah. We really enjoy idea to create multiplayer for the game, and we start to game design it like a possible multiplayer game. And we think about it also. But we're a small team, and we need more developers to create multiplayer to the release. So for now, we're planning multiplayer to release the game 1.0 in 1.0 version, and it should be kind of better version multiplayer. So you will available to play with your friends, or in cooperation mode, or PvP. But we really want to do it, and we are looking forward. So it could be in a half year.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Do you have any thoughts on how that multiplayer will function? Is it because I haven't played a multiplayer game in a game like this where I have such control over the time scale of the game. Like, in Cartel Tycoon, I can pause, I can speed up. Do you have any thoughts on how that would work in a multiplayer version?
Sort of like.
I think we will select one speed for all players, or pause by voting.
Okay. Cool.
Like in other games.
Josh, I know you are like a huge StarCraft geek, so you remember when StarCraft introduced the speeds, it ended up that no one is playing on other speeds than faster.
Yeah, we should put it at fastest, yeah.
And selecting the right speed is one of the major game design issues.
Okay.
Okay, so Leonid will give them choice and they will play on all faster on the third one constantly. Which is kind of fine when you think about it, like playing Cartel Tycoon at the third speed in multiplayer.
The major goal about the multiplayer is to create some kind of last stand game mode, when there are couple of players will attack each other until the last one stays
like Cartel Tycoon Battle Royale, you want to say?
Yeah, like no, Battle Royale is too loud, but maybe. Like Cartel Tycoon Auto Chase, never mind. So, one who won will enjoy the game, the one who lose, we don't spend much time for the game, so it's okay.
Okay, the question from Micah's about more save slots. That's actually like, would we have more than 3?
Yes, we will put +3, I guess. There are already tasks created for this, so we will add more slots as soon as possible. And another thing is that in the future we're planning to add ability to create mode when you can manually save the game. So there are different save would be available. So more slots, no problem.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's possible.
Well, yeah, we know that being able to save is like one of the most requested features from us, and we have been replying about this for a while, that we are going to give you the ability to save, but not in survival mode, and probably not in story, because we want it then to be permadeath. We
Yeah,
want, like,
makes
to...
sense.
Yeah, this is a design decision, and we know many people like it, like love permadeath games, and don't like when you can save scums. It sort of brings the anxiety of constantly saving and loading. But yeah, there will be saves in Cartel Tycoon.
Okay.
How far in percentage is the development? Well, question from parliamentarian.
How far? I have a note. It's hard to say because in early access it's like a dialogue. You create something, you try to measure temperature of audience, how do they like it or they don't like it. So you change the plan. Like today we did change the plan a little bit. So in my opinion, from how did I see the final version of the game. In mechanics, we did about 70% of the game, and in content, in stories, in game modes, we did about 40% of the game. We already hired some new game designers to create new stories, new quests, new small stories. But we need the time to push it in a game and to create a whole system working together to give you unique experience, unique story for each playthrough.
How many people are in Moonmoose right now?
Today it's about 10 people in a core team and some outsourcers which help us in different times. For example, sound designer.
10 people, wow, you've doubled in size. Like in
Doubled,
the last
yes.
year and a half.
Yes, in a half year we doubled the size. There was 6 or 5 a year ago.
Okay, from Vitatas Klimavicius, sorry if I misread it, want to congratulate you guys on a very well early access. Thank you. This is built with Unreal. This is built with Unreal.
Yes, use Unreal Engine. Yeah.
Michael Ott, will you ever be able to choose what items are moved to other warehouse? If I have a warehouse delivering wheat to a drying rack, will I be able to block that warehouse from moving dried cannabis back?
This is a nice question. So, as you can see, there was a feature we want to publish for a very long time. It's called disabling some logistics destination. For example, if you press warehouse, there are small vents, and if you click on them, you will turn off this direction. Yes, this is a new feature we created and we think about the Cartel Tycoon, that game about narcos, who are not the best managing guy, who is drug dealers, who are killers, kidnappers. They're not best in creating good logistics. So, firstly, we think this should be kind of mass draft issues always. That's why we didn't give you such powerful instruments like in another tycoons, where you're just a manager, just a regular manager who is doing his job well. But we understand that sometimes you need gameplay issues, gameplay problems, that you need to communicate, to deliver cannabis or some other, never mind, goods from one point to another without backing, no, like this. Like communicate, create communication between two warehouse and configure out like this in different destinations. So we understand it, and that's why today we are talking about advanced feature like in unknown, when you just click on a small button and manually configure all logistic um, problems for this warehouse or residence and so on. It allows you to build very efficient cartel, very nice efficient. But if we will give it in a warehouse of level 3 or in any kind of warehouse or like an ability, we don't know it for now. So but today we want to create, we are pretty sure that in May and June we will add a feature to deliver custom count of materials or goods by characters. So it allows you to build such a chains, but with help of characters, which is more in narrative sense, um, sounds better.
So like the
I
the
guess.
system is being managed at a high level from the capo, but I like the idea of if you need to move a certain amount of a product or a certain specific amount of cash or something, using a lieutenant to do that is kind of like this arm that you have a little bit more control over that can be a little bit more precise. But yeah, I definitely look forward to a feature where, for example, if I wanted to move a certain amount of cash, my understanding is that right now I can only move the maximum of 12,000.
This is an issue. I don't like it neither.
Yeah.
I don't like it neither. It's a huge issue in the game. But we need to create UI
Yeah.
to give you ability to select the right count and do it fast without like, oh, I need to
Yeah, like
turn
fine.
on off.
Yeah.
Like that. So I have an idea how we can do that. The intellectual system which say it could be one or half of a track or
Mhm.
4 tracks or all or infinite count. Like now, today it's deliver infinite count.
Mhm.
So we will pick a product, then pick a count or infinite, and the lead mount will deliver it as much as possible.
Okay, cool. That's what everyone is waiting for this way. But yeah, we understand
Yeah,
that UI has to be like convenient because
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
not fun to just like input numbers and stuff, and it's turn the game into complete like Excel, Microsoft Excel, Cartel Juggler Simulator.
It's a nice joke. I have one. I have a Google Sheet with all balance counting, so it's Cartel Tycoon. Simulator Google Sheet.
Look at this man. He's playing Cartel Tycoon in Excel. he's
Yes, like
that
that.
good. Okay, the question that's actually very interesting, and I know you have can talk about, but just like let's try to reply to all, and then also talk about the future updates and do the giveaway. So just like we're not to take in all the time. So will there be rival cartel fractions in the future? A question from Sebastian Heyer. Rival cartel and factions, and this is in work. We know that you want to make gangs enemies more interesting.
Yes, from the very beginning, it was a small game, and we understand that with a small team, we can't create a powerful AI, create full gangs which you will you will fight with and communicate, and some kind of diplomacy system like in Rome Total War or other things like that. Uh, but finally, while I'm reading the feedback, I understood that uh, it should be better if we do something like that. So we are looking forward to create AI for enemy gangs and make all other world or the game is more alive, visibly and technically alive. It wouldn't be completely the emulation of another player, of course, but it would be kind of powerful game, and you will hate it and you will try to defeat it, or not defeat, but take it to your cartel fully. Like in the demo there was an idea like that. You had to communicate with enemy gang, give him some money, and he goes to your cartel, start to be a part of your cartel. If you remember this, so we will recreate this idea. It was scripted. It was fully scripted. Yes. And then we changed our mind about 3 times, and finally today we understood that the whole map should be alive and gangs should be alive, not like that. It should pronounce just emulation. Today you are fighting only with government, but government is very powerful, and it's okay only in survival mode to fight with them. You will see how we think about this idea. But we need someone small, which one you can defeat or be friend with on the map of our some kind of country, yes.
And they all have the leaders that I can talk to, right? Like mayors.
Yes, like leaders like mayors. So if you select some city, your city.
Sure.
Yes. You can see that there are mayor and your guy who is watching for the city to make it yours perfectly. So I think that if we will create the gangs in the place where your cartel, there will be another one, and the guy would be the guy you will need to talk about.
So they'd be located kind of like in this spot right here, where there's a silhouette.
Here,
Gotcha.
right here.
Gotcha.
Okay, great. That's actually super cool that we're going to have this.
Can I squeeze a quick question in before we jump to the next one? We were talking about the ability to manually disable input from the logistics tab on a building like this seaport. So previously, if I had a confiscation going on, I had to fully disable the seaport, and it would stop sending out, money as well. When it's under confiscation like this, am I able to just disable the workshops that are sending those goods to that location so that it will keep working? So, as an example, if I had, right now it's confiscating vegetables. If I were hiding these in coffee, I could keep the workshops that were sending, or the warehouses that were, workshops that were sending coffee over running, but I could disable the ones sending vegetables, and this seaport will keep functioning, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice usage case.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
I didn't mean to interrupt, and sorry to the chat for throwing my own question in there. Back to you guys.
It was a good question. Don't be sorry. Any plans on having more officials interactions? Right now we have mayors and police corruption, etc. So are we going to have like a corrupt policeman? We have journalist and mayor right now, right?
We have journalist, yes, it's scripted, and we will add more scripted persons in different game modes, and find out which is good, which is bad, and find out what we enjoy in all of them. And in the final game, there would be a kind of event system which gives you the right guy. The survival mode will be official person who will talk with you for a long time, and I'm thinking about CIA guy features, uh, and of course a lot of more persons. So we creating a lot of characters for now, a new bunch of them. So you will see them pretty soon.
Nice. Okay, this is going to be the one that we have been rehearsing with you. We need a way to remove star, Leonid.
A way to remove star. More.
Way to remove stars. The most, the one of the biggest like requests from people right now. To the
Yes,
way
yes.
to remove stars, because now you're getting a star and it's permanent forever.
It's permanent, yes, forever. So there are different ways of how you can. There are only one way you can remove stars is dying. So there are different ways what we're doing to make you don't want to remove star or remove star. First of all, we think that if you defeat any of enforcers somehow, you will throw star for a long time. So if you fight the police, you will throw the star. If you destroy military base, you will remove star of militaries for forever, maybe. This is the first thing. Another thing is that you're afraid to die, to lose your couple, because there are there are a lot of things you can lose. An algorithm removes your villages, farms and production lines. It's tough. So we want to make it easier. So if you left you more buildings, more production lines, so it wouldn't be hard to die. And we try to create different game modes and find out which one is more interesting to you, and find out which kind of attacks is more interesting to you, which not kills you but make the game more interesting. So this is an issue of the balance of difficulty mostly.
Well, I can tell probably about our plans on sandbox. So we want to make sandbox as customizable as it gets, and then gather some feedback and your usage statistics, guys. So like you see which scenarios in sandbox do you choose, and which ones are the most fun for you. So then we can just work from here and see how what is the most fun way to play Cartel Tycoon from customizable sandbox, and then just polish those scenarios, right?
Yes, but to be honest, while we are collecting data of which game mode is much more interesting, we will improve some mechanics, add some more, and from the one side we understood what is more interesting to you, and from another side we will fix some of most annoying issues by creating the new mechanics and recreating and updating some UI.
Okay, yep, that's our main two focuses. Can you guys enhance the functionality of deliver for the lieutenants, like be able to input how much money? Okay, but I think we've already went over this one. Giveaways, yes, I think we'll do giveaways in the end.
Let's do one in the middle of the stream, Anton. We're 30 minutes in. Now's be a good time to reward people for hanging out with us. Let's throw a couple giveaway codes into the chat.
Okay, should I just post them? I don't see.
Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do, guys. If you're watching the stream...
let me give some codes to you, and then you just throw them.
Well, no, you're gonna be the one to throw them in the chat. I'm controlling the game here. But here's what we're gonna do. The first person to write Cartel Tycoon Steam Early Access in chat is gonna get a code. We'll give it to the first two people who type that in chat. How about that, Anton? 2 okay?
How do we reach out to them? to those people? By okay, type that in. Go
Type it
ahead
in
and,
chat.
type
We're
it-
gonna
type-
do it live, team. First person to
Okay,
type
maybe-
Cartel Tycoon Steam Early Access in chat. We will hook up with a Cartel Tycoon.
Well, maybe all of our viewers also already.
They already have
Cartel
it.
Tycoon.
Yeah. All right.
So
Well,
maybe
what?
we just have to post the keys. Or
Well,
something.
keep moving with the stream, and then we'll see if anyone posted in chat, and we can follow up with them. Otherwise, I would say, if we don't hear from anybody, let's just in a couple more minutes just throw a code into the chat, and whoever claims it claims it.
Yeah, I see battery H one.
Battery H
1862.
is a winner.
Yes. Let's give him the keys, but how do we reach out to dear battery?
Why don't you post your personal phone number into the chat publicly, and let him reach
your
out?
social security
Yeah.
number and your. No, please post your email or yourself on Discord. Yeah, let's. Oh, you see, we have like plenty of.
Look at all these
Yeah,
people who want codes.
Okay, battery. Please send us the way to contact you.
Can you like click through to their name or yeah, there's got to be a way for
No,
us to.
I cannot. Put user. No, I can only ban him. I don't want to ban him from the chat. Okay, yeah, we haven't thought that through. Let's get back to. We'll give you the code. I promise. Let's get back to the to questions. To questions. How to unlock all the other characters? Question by Tix.
Next question.
It's
There
an
are-
interesting one. Yeah, I know your plans.
Yeah. The good question about the new characters. We didn't have much time to create this feature perfectly because we want to store your data in service, not in the cloud, in cloud safe. So there are a couple of features why that. But the point is, in next month, you will be available to open some of them by finishing some branch in the story, in your current story. You will add new chapter to the story, and there are 3 branches in current one. So if you finish some of them and the final one, you got one more character any of them. But today this feature is wasn't finished, and we didn't push. We didn't get you any info about that. Sorry for that. Yes, and we are looking forward to add more mechanics to make available all of them finally for different cases. In sandbox, for example, to take some of them to the sandbox, or to select someone in the sandbox like a second lieutenant, a third lieutenant, like your cards, maybe.
Alright, thanks for explanation. What's our next one? I forgot where I was, so let's go with the question I got on Discord. Is there any plans for a map editor? It's actually the widest question about like if whether we're going to support mods. I know you like the idea of mods.
Yes, I like the idea of mods, but our game is made with Unreal Engine, so the most possible thing we can do is give you a carted version of our editor, and if you have a good skills in Unreal Engine, you will be able to create your own map level. I mean, this is the hardest way, and it's hard to us, so it should be in the next year if we will agree with that we need to do that. And another way we can do is we already have a kind of editor. For example, we open the game, how we create level you're playing in the story mode. We are opening the game, open cheats, and using cheats we just build all stuff we need for you and for your enemy. And then we just save the game. So it is possible that in the distant future, if you will enjoy the sandbox, will add, add, allow you to turn on the cheese and place all buildings you want, save this state of the game, and share all this stuff to your friends or play it yourself.
Hmm.
Okay.
It is possible, but it's hard. We need to finish all of it because for developers, you can just it is easy to create this stuff for developers because they are okay with the pain in the ass, with the bug and so on.
Yeah, well, important thing is that this is something we really want to do, but like,
We want to do, but we can push it in our plan in next 3 months. We can do that because there
yeah,
are a lot of stuff we need to finish.
yeah. So we like have to finish the game first, and then we'll look at it. Um, okay. Questions. This is a good one from Don Williams. So, at some point in my experience, the income of dirty money far surpasses the ability of the buildings in the city to launder. Are there any plans to address this in the future? This is kind of a ideological one about like laundering of money always being a bottleneck, because I know that it's sort of like by design in Cartel Tycoon you are not supposed to always be able to launder all of your money, because for drug lords it was like always like this. They always had to like deal with cash. And yeah, go ahead, what can you say about it?
Yes, yes, it is not a narrative issue, so we can just do it. But we can imagine the situation in a world that it could be happen, but it never happens ever to cartels. But it could be. So if it could be, we just think about some solutions for this issue,
Mm-hmm.
and we think about this. But since the moment when we allow you to use dirty money and improve the system by in some iterations, we can see that responses to do that feature uh, start to be not so much, not so
Mm-hmm.
many people responded. But the idea, what we can do, for example, we can create some kind of slider in um, laundering buildings, which change the amount of legal money per time, but in exchange of more dirty money. For example, we have such
Mm-hmm.
an idea. But first of all, it is hard because all UI
Mm-hmm.
tasks are pretty hard. It's about a week each of them because there are a lot of stuff to do. But
We could
we think
developers
about
time.
we think about this solution. So it allows you from the one side to lend a lot of money, and from another side is bring you should exchange it on something or cash, a lot of cash, much more cash than before, and terror, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, terror. Uh, but this is not the major thing we are working on for now. I
Mm-hmm.
will just have an idea how it could be.
The way I think about it is like it's really never happened in real world. The drug lord that's like able to always launder his money and live just happily ever after. It's like yeah, so it's great. You're looking like for more flexibility for this, but it's not probably going to be ever like a simple like bottleneck that you can surpass in Cartel Tycoon. It's always
It
like going
shouldn't
to
be
be
simple, of
kind
course.
of a challenge. Yeah.
You can
Um,
should pay for this.
mhm. But we will give you more flexibility and more ways to launder money, and probably the hiding spots for money.
Hiding spots. Hiding spots is in our focus.
Hmm.
Yes, we have some
Nice.
ideas how we can do that.
So I will be able to just like bury all of my cash in the forest for the next couple
uh,
to take it over.
Yes, yes, like that. Just create a building to store money and turn it on or off. Yes, we have such design. It wasn't finished. It is not in process, but design is finished. We understood what we want from this feature. And since we do that, we will turn off storage in the city. Because you will have opportunity to store your money in special place, special building, in special buildings. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, nice. When can we expect WH to WH transport, warehouse to warehouse transport? I think Christian means, yeah. So when can we expect warehouse to warehouse transport?
I don't know where we can do that because it's not our focus for next 3 months. We will improve delivering by lieutenants, and we will change a little bit lieutenants tasks, lieutenants design, so we will be able to do this with them. But I don't know if we can do this in next 3 months. Create advanced logistics. Because it's narratively broke the game. We have explained it before, about an hour ago. Half an hour.
Okay, I see. Parliamentary year could be nice if the answer to the question's chances already sharp. We missed something. Sorry if we did. One of the things that gets annoying is it seems like it's asked for pay raises way too often. Yep, the lieutenants are kind of annoying with the constant demands for pay raises, but it's actually better than it was like in Uncut Earliest Access version.
It's better, yes.
They were so annoying back then. Now they are tolerable, but still annoying.
Annoying is that it means that they ask you about rising payment very often. First of all, it means full cartel of guys you have, and they already leveled up. So it does mean that the game allows you to do that. So in my opinion, only 10% of players could see such situation. It should be cool. So first of all, it's a balance issue. So you see the situation. Second of all, I think we will rework the system which give experience to the lieutenants. Because now it's just ticking, independent of things they do. But they already have the unique quest, and they have a lot of job to do. So we can change the design. We can give them any experience if they to do something, or if you done some quest, personal quest of this thing. That's why in this case it wouldn't be so often if they ask you about some rising about the salary. So we are working on this. This is a result, and we understand. But this is a result that this is solution of early access release. Early access gives this some small issues like too often talking.
I see Battery wrote in the chat, not sure if I'll find a way, Battery, the guy who received our key, not sure if I'll find a way to work this into my charity streams, Children's Hospital, will probably go to the adults only nights. So the gift key for Cartel Tycoon is not a good match for Children's Hospital.
No, just turn all of your plantations and farms into like vegetables and coffee, and play Cartel Tycoon totally straight and legit. No illegal activity whatsoever.
Well,
just a farmer. I'm just a farmer.
farmer tycoon.
something that we something that we can just actually been like discussing for a while. I think the way to make a PG-rated version of Cartel Tycoon to replace drugs with something else, but like I don't think we like. If anyone has interesting ideas of how we can like do a reskin of Cartel Tycoon with no drugs, suitable for children, please let us know.
Yeah,
It was like
easy.
if it would be like a fun
Easy.
mod. Okay.
There are in New Balance, which you can test in beta branch on the Steam. There was a small Easter egg. You can achieve profitability without any drugs, but I wouldn't say how. But there wasn't this case before, but now you can try to do that.
We don't have actually much time left, so let's reply to some questions that we haven't yet replied to. Will this game be available on GeForce Now?
Nice question.
Yeah, nice question. Yeah, let me check on this. Usually we make the games available on GeForce Now, but I'm not sure if it happens with Cartel Tycoon. Maybe they have some policy or something about against drugs, about against M-rated games. How will the multiplayer be? We've replied to this, talked at the start of the stream. The problem that I currently have, by Michael, is that my supply chains end up getting messed up because warehouses... Okay, Josh, Leonid has to like...
I can mute Leonid.
Yeah, mute Leonid and let's talk to each other for a while.
Sure.
So,
Leonid is muted.
Yeah, Leonid is muted.
Leonid, just turn your camera back on when you're ready to talk, and I'll unmute you.
Yeah. Well, let's talk to go over the future plans for Cartel Tycoon.
What are the future plans for Cartel Tycoon, Anton?
Future plans for Cartel Tycoon is that we looking to give you actually 2 big updates. Like we've had a few weeks after the release, which we have been trying to put as much patches and as much fixes as possible for you to like to make some immediate improvements. Now we are going to have a slower pace. That's actually something that we've been asked about. Like take a smaller pace. You have like two lots of patches, like 2 every week, and they are good, but like we want something big. So we are now planning like focus on bigger things. We will have still patches and hotfixes, and if you have any bugs, reported them to us. But May update and June update. Let's talk about them for a bit, like pretty quick.
Oh, Leonid's back. Let me unmute him. Sorry about that.
Okay.
All right,
Leonid,
you're good to go.
So sorry, I lost a little bit. As Anton says, it's very hard to update the game every week or a couple times in a week because there are 10 of us and we collected a huge backlog of different issues and tasks, and it's very hard to process it. So that's why we will slow down a little bit. It will be a small update in the next week with fixing some small issues. Maybe with one big change about we will try to remove protection of airports by literals, but we will need to do one logistics issue. We need realize how we will fix it, test it, and if it's okay, we will release update in the next week with this feature.
Okay.
But after that, we will slow down and try to create the new future update on May. It should be about, firstly, sandbox, and secondly, about difficulty levels.
Do you have a name for the update? Do you have a name for it? How would we name it? Work title, not announcing.
Sandbox Advanced.
Sandbox
Advanced.
Advanced.
So
You heard it here
Not-
first,
it should
folks.
be, yeah, it should be a button in Sandbox with which call advanced settings. So you will be available to change a lot more stuff. You can pick how much money you want, which upgrades will be available, um, how hard it will be to build the new buildings, how often attacks would be to you, and a lot of other stuff we are planning to add to the game. So it would be a ways a lot of changes you can do with the game and find a custom game you really enjoy. So, and for example, allow you to save in any time without exiting from the game. And the difficulty level. So how difficulty comes to the game from two sources. On one side, this is regulation of attacks, and from another side is planting growth map of each plant. So today we create 3 variations of growth map for this level. So you can pick one of them, and depending on this, it will be available to you. So it should be harder to create a good empire. It should be, well, it depends. There is, in Molino, for example, it wouldn't be any narco plants, any of them. So you will need to think about how you can build empire without any ground rising to create a good.
I think some people have already tried the hard mode without the
Yes.
Infernal Soul. Yes, so that's like
We
a
collect from the
foundation.
feedback.
Yeah, so that's like a foundation for the future update, right?
Yes, this is a foundation for future update, and we really want you to help us by sharing your feedback. So you can switch to the better version and try it and fill the form application. I mean,
Yeah, the instructions are in our Discord if someone is interested in trying out the hard mode of Cartel Tycoon, although people complaining about the game being hard. A lot, you know, the game isn't easy.
yeah. There are two kinds of people who can play from the very beginning, who's playing very well.
Yeah.
So I say the issue about difficulty in the game.
You know,
So
guys, I was going to say that if when you're developing games, it's actually the popular mistake that you always think that the MC developer are easier than they really are because you are just like constantly playing them and they become clear and easy for you, and then you just show it to someone external and she's like, what the hell? What is that? What do I do? And you're like, this is all obvious. So yeah, it's actually a disease of all game developers. That's why we like constantly play testing and stuff.
Yes.
What do we have?
In the same time, we are moving to another update. So the developers team, whose programmers and me, we created main update, and game designers team and writers are creating June update. Should be about nice final story through current story mode. So some of you was disappointed that there is nothing after some quest, and we understand that this is not the case. So we think what should we do, and then we find out we understand what the story should be about and what kind of story it should be. So we have a lot of tools to do that. So we just decided, yes, we should do this right now. And we created the final story, the current story mode. If you complete one, you got new character in sandbox mode, new lieutenant, new boss. Um, and in the same time, we have a lot of feedback um, about lieutenants who's just sitting and controlling some point, which is not good.
Mm-hmm.
And we understood that from some time, is this mechanic was created for middle time of the game, not for final game. In the final game, it's a mess. It's not doesn't working because you always lose because you can control all cities and all points with lieutenants because there are not enough.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, we think yes, we can put more characters to the game, but finally we understand that it should be very hard to control, and our UI is not ready, and our system are not ready, and our balance is not ready for that. But I think we can do, we can create a new mechanic which is called control mechanics and
Mm-hmm.
improve residence like we want before. So in the June update, we plan to create residence and special towers which will control land around a residence and create new circles to control it. So if the building is in the control circle of residence, I mean this one yellow circle,
Yeah.
you would need any lieutenants to control it. So
Oh.
resident is controlling.
Okay.
So you control only residents. And this is a narrative decision looks very good because before the residence was just a regular logistic building, powerful but mostly about logistic. But after this update, it will be not only about logistics, it will be about power, about control, and we will add some visual new stuff you can build around one to improve it. So you can spend your money and create your cool residence like Escobar has.
Mm-hmm.
So I had some pictures to show you.
Yeah, show us some pictures
Yeah, if you
of
send them to me, I can bring them up on stream.
what we will be able to
Uh,
leave as Escobar finally.
this is a small sketch we did just a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this one. Uh,
Yeah, I can pull this up. Give me
you
give me
can.
1 second, and I'll pull it up.
Oh, okay, cool.
Awkward pause.
Well, keep talking. I'll have it up in just a second.
People
Uh-huh.
are talking about
This is kind of a low resolution shot.
star freezing in the chat. How does the free star feature work exactly? And Panda is asking when would we be able to bribe the authorities to order to remove a star? We've talked about removing stars today, but you can like bribe mayor to remove to free stars for like 15 days, is it right? For 150,000.
It should be 30 days already.
30 days. So it's 30
I
days.
did change the mechanic. Yes. Um,
It's still kind of underwhelming, probably, right?
I should have the screenshot up on the screen, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
it should be easier to buy freezing from the very beginning, and it should be harder after that. So we are working on this feature for now.
Uh-huh.
So it's not completely remove this issue, but kind of it give you more flexibility. So from the very beginning, it should be cost less, then more. So it should be increment in this feature. And after that, we will add more options to remove the stars and more options to prevent attacks. But they should be very clearly to understand and very easy to use. For example, mechanic of diplomat from for characters ability. While if your building is under attack by some kind of enforcer, he could talk with them. You should be like a dialogue, and you will be able to choose an option to prevent this attack.
Mm-hmm.
For money, or for loyalty, or for terror. If we are talking about this for now, we're not sure, but it should be.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've got that
let's get to the
screenshot,
picture.
Hibini, if you wanted to walk through it really quick.
Yeah,
It's now on
yes,
stream.
yeah. This is a scheme we are working on. It show how you can upgrade the residence. And building of residence should be another kind of different process, not like all other buildings. This kind of not proxy, but additional buildings to improve your residence and to make it more not
Mm-hmm.
only beautiful but
Well,
functional.
tell us what it is. Where is some like statues? What's
This is
statue?
only ideas. This is only
Some
ideas.
ideas.
It wasn't finished for now. But for example, if you create, if you build garage for cars,
Garage.
garage
Uh-huh.
for cars,
Hmm.
For
you
sports
will
cars, for the most expensive cars, right?
expensive cars, of course.
Uh-huh.
It will improve your retinals to move faster. Or if you create a helicopter
Uh-huh.
point, you'll be able to move from residence on the helicopter with any residence. It should be very fast. So if you, for example, create the zoo, lieutenants will afraid you much more, and you will improve the mechanics.
Lieutenants will afraid me much more if I create a zoo.
You be the Tiger King.
Yes.
Tiger. Oh yeah, Tiger King. Great show.
Yes, yes, like that. It's just an idea, so we are working on for
Uh-huh.
now.
But you like
And you can put some small stuff just for to make it much beautiful because you enjoy it. There are another one picture I can show you about that.
so in conclusion, we want all this like fancy, expensive Escobar things, but like we want them to be gameplay also like have mechanics. So it's not like spending money for sake of spending money.
Yes,
It's just like they will do
and
something.
and in this way, the territory all around residents should be huge.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can give an example of that in our current game really quick, this kind of intersects with a couple different points of feedback we've had. One is that like I'm using 2 lieutenants to control this town and also this aerodrome, and a residence is in the middle of them. If what I'm understanding what you're describing is correct, let's say that I have this residence that's controlling this yellow circle, and then I were to install some type of like watchtower or something about where this warehouse is, that would extend that circle and would allow me, by having a lieutenant just sitting at this residence, which feels a little bit more like lore narrative appropriate to me anyway, would be controlling both of these points from the residence. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
cool.
like that.
Cool.
Yes. And another thing, the last thing we are working on is towers, which, from the one hand, they will increase the radius of residence, and another thing, protecting towers.
Mm-hmm.
So we will remove points of power from from buildings and let you build any kind of power towers, which will give power to buildings around.
Mm-hmm. So they
this
have like an aura.
Aura, yeah, power aura. So there should be much more buildings in the future updates.
Okay.
And this is the reason why we should change upgrade system to make it visibly perfect and from the one hand and on the other hand more interesting to play because today it looks like a mobile game.
Understood. So, to conclude about the update, so on May we are going to have a big update dedicated to sandbox and difficulty levels and adding saves to sandbox. And on June we are going to have like continuation of the stories that we have, and new buildings, right? And probably some other stuff here and there. And we haven't come up with titles for the updates, although I was asking you to come up with some
Sorry
titles.
for that.
But I guess it's okay. We'll call them the Advanced Sandbox update and the story update.
Nailed it.
What
First
else?
try.
Can you tease the story? I know you had some cool ideas, but you didn't want to spoil it because. Okay.
We didn't write it. We
Okay.
just create some quests and think about.
Okay.
We can call on the community to name the updates. It'll be the Bodie McBoatface update.
Bodie McBoatface update.
Nobody understood
Yeah,
that
Bodie
reference?
McBoat-
Just me?
Yeah, I understood this reference. Where are you guys from? Josh is from California, we are from St. Petersburg, Russia, and our team is pretty international. We have like people in UK, people in America, we have musicians from all over the world, from Latin America, like who are doing soundtrack for us. But mostly we are in Russia, St. Petersburg, like the core team. And Tiny Build is like in Europe and Netherlands and Riga and Seattle, everywhere.
We're everywhere. And where you least expect us.
The sun never dawns on Tiny Build.
Never dawns? How about never sets? Let's say it never sets.
Never sets, yeah, sorry. It's like British Empire, you know?
Yeah.
The joke. Okay.
Goodness. Alright guys, we're about over time. Do we have anything else we want to cover before we overstay our welcome?
Thanks everyone. Please let us know if you have more questions. Please let us know if you want like us doing more of those streams, like any feedback. Like everyone, thank you for the great feedback and for the great reviews. And
Yes.
sorry if we missed some questions, but like we've had only an hour initially, and now we have something else to get into, mostly developing the game. And we should like give away a few other keys, I guess. Josh, can you handle that? Like maybe.
Let's do this, just to keep things simple, and because I'd like anyone who's tuning into this chat, whether you're on Steam or you're on YouTube, make sure you join the official Cartel Tycoon Discord. You can find that on all of our publishing channels. We have links out to it. And let's say, hop into the Cartel Tycoon Discord chat and go to, let's pick a channel. Go to
Let's create a new one. Let's create a new channel.
Okay. Well, we'll create a new channel. It'll be called Stream, and go into the Stream channel and type. What do we want them to type, Anton? It has to be like a secret password that only people who are watching the stream right now will know.
Okay, we should post a Discord link then. I know that probably everyone who's watching is already on a Discord, but just in case, our Discord is here. Like just in case someone
throw that into chat. Yep.
Somewhere else. Yep. So, type them. Come up with something, Leonid. Something random. The first random words that goes to your mind.
Let's do this. I have an idea.
Camilla.
To keep things simple. No. You could go in. My suggestion, we're not making this official, is that they go into the memes channel and post their favorite meme that they think is relevant to Cartel Tycoon, and we'll message them there.
Yes.
So
guys.
Yeah.
Go to memes channel, and the first 5 people who post the memes will get an extra key.
And that'll be in the off-topic memes channel. Don't say anything about why you're posting memes. We're just posting memes, and then Anton or myself will follow up with you and hook you up with a code. But thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by.
The memes better be good. The memes better be good, guys.
Yes. We're only... the best memes.
No bad memes, please.
All right. Well, thanks so much. If you have any questions that we didn't get to, sorry we ran out of time.
We're always on Discord to reply to everything. Just like let us know and ping us.
The same 3 folks that you see on the stream right now have pretty close attention on the Discord. You'll see our names. I go by Kalmanak on the Discord. You've got Leonid and Anton. We're colored appropriately so you can tell that we're separate from the rest of the chat. Anyway, feel free to message us with any questions. Message your feedback and whatnot in the appropriate channels, and we're always paying attention and can follow up with you there as well.
Yeah. thanks everyone. See you again after. Hope you're looking forward to our future updates and
Thanks so much for stopping by, everybody.